Alright, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone there. Hope things are well. Hello, Benny, good to see you over on Twitch end of the spectrum. Yeah, figured been overdue for one of these in a little while, so back with the streaming stuff. So hello. Hopefully you can all hear me well. I changed the position of the microphone so that way it's right in the middle of the two screens that I have rather than where it was sitting on the side before where you all could see it in full. You can kind of see it on the lower corner right over here to an extent, but besides that I think I have the gain high enough to where you all can still hear me accordingly and it's not overpowering anything as I position it and whatnot. But that said, we are back. We are playing FM24 again. We are in the Portuguese save from the YouTube channel with União de Tomar in Season 9. Last time we left off with a pretty big win against Sparta Praha in the Europa League, in the group stage league phase of it. Season-wise, we haven't been too bad. It's been second place so far in Liga Portugal, 7 games into it. Fighting for your knockout playoff round spots here in the Europa League itself. Advanced to the 4th round of the Taça de Portugal, of the Portuguese Cup, and then the Allianz Cup. We've played 1 game so far and did well. We did win the Super Taça against Porto, so that was pretty neat, all things considered. But with that in mind, all the stream settings and analytics seem to be going well over to YouTube. For some reason, YouTube chat is deciding to not show up on OBS, which, you know, excellent. You know, that it's not like I need to keep track of it or anything like that. Let's see here. Let me just try to reload that real quick. Oh well, I have the YouTube tab open on the other side as well too, so in the meantime here, we don't have a lot of time to waste as a whole. We are in the 26th, so we are going to be playing against Tondela to start things off, and then moving on to November here. A couple of big games between the Liga Portugal games, and then 3 Europa League games as well. 2 Europa League games, excuse me, and then the Taça de Portugal 4th round, so let's hop on to it. Actually get the stream started with some semblance of action rather than being stuck doing all the experimentals and what have you up to that point. So just quick check what I missed here. Yeah, lineup pretty much set for the encounter here. Let me just save real quick. And we'll get started. I think I may need to take a look at removing the, I think I still have the Brazil Mundi up ads from the other thing I've been working through offline. I may just need to go in and deactivate those here after this game is all said and done, but it's fine for now. Like, it's not too distracting per se. Could be worse. Alright. So 9 minutes into it here, our first highlight, Diana Milostivu. Steven with a really bad first touch there that enables the counter, and thankfully they miss it. So we lucked out there, to say the least. More chances are coming for us here. Another highlight incoming. Bro, oh, that's a red card there for Rudy Mallet. So we're playing with the man advantage going forward. That's good for us. But besides those two highlights there, I guess we've got one more highlight before the end of the half here. So maybe we can do something with it. Sumsapel. This was outside of the box. I don't believe this is a penalty kick. Yeah, I figured not. Halftime. I am disappointed, like, this is not good work from us. We should be able to be beating these guys, but for some reason we're not, which is just weird. So, come on now, step up, score some goals, please and thank you. Steven, Diana, right, working it through the right hand side here. Michelson's, Milostivu, Diana, Rodri, Rodrigo Matos, Diana again, over to Milostivu, who loses it. But they lose it right back. Steven with the recovery. Ruiz crosses it, and yeah, not the best effort there. All parties involved. Yeah, some of these guys have just not been doing good. So Matos needs to come out. Sumsapel can step in. Steven moves to striker. Lukanic is in. Goes to over on defense. Lukanic slides into the DM spot. And then Treyes comes over in the center. Yeah, Boda has not been having the best game. So we'll let Salai get a chance at it. Just something needs to freshen up here. Okay. So bad kick from their goalie here. Possible chance for us to counter. Do something with it. Mabaya weaving his way through. Treyes with a big chance there. Can't quite capitalize on it. It is going for a corner though, so... Right. Lukanic. Quarter kick. Far post. Can't quite get it. Sumsapel does recover it though. Goes to Michelson's. Works it into the box himself. Can't quite find an opening though. Nobody can, apparently. Milostivu, Michelson's, Treyes, Diana, Treyes, gets tackled in the box, and Sumsapel. There we go.
Outstanding.
Took 85 minutes to get through like a 10-man team's defense there, but we broke through. Jude Sumsapel with the goal there. Hopefully that should be enough. He is on the free kick here, 91st minute. Could ice the game if he scores this. Goes to Sousa Bell, who just a bit outside on that one. I appreciate the effort, but wasn't to be. But I mean, still, it's a 1-0 win. We will take the 3 points, but like the team did look pretty complacent, all things considering. So just less of that next time. Ideally, that'd be great. Thanks. Let me just go in and disable the Brazil Mundi Up apps here on my ads on my side. That way we don't get the weird issues with the boards. Ooh. Junior Reyes so far has been having a pretty great season for us, all things considered. 11 goals, 3 assists so far in the 9 games he started and the 4 appearances he's made off the bench. He's been shining so far this season. Good squad player for us from considering then a little pie chart there. He's kind of been overwhelming a lot of these graphics. General performance as a whole. So let's keep moving on here. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, next game is a big one, I should say, because we've got Benfica. We're going to Benfica, in fact, in their first place on the table. So right now, it's a clash between first and second place. So who knows? Maybe we could do something here, even though our history against Benfica, for the most part, has not been what do I call it? Good? It has not been good. It has not been good at all. On this end of the spectrum, Mr. Krabs, it is a Portuguese team. I've done the save on offline of have pretty much like a Super Cup with all the first 8 seasons of it, and I just decided to play the 9th season and onwards live here, both on Twitch and over on YouTube to do it. So, but yeah, this is a Portuguese team that is currently in the they were in the 4th tier last season. They got relegated back to the 5th tier after the season they had this year. So but yeah, the Benfica game is kind of huge in terms of trying to win it ideally. Okay, so this guy coming up on the reports is Portuguese, a midfielder, so he's decent, but too expensive, too rich for our tastes right now. So we'll keep an eye on him. I'll shortlist him, but not somebody I would expect us to get unless we get like some big sale for one of our players or something and I need to do a replacement. So
how's it going, everyone? John.
I'm just trying to figure out on the OBS side. But yeah, the Benfica game is huge for us for sure, since it is first versus second place. And yeah, they finally, in terms of Brazil playing, yeah, they finally managed to win some stuff in the qualifiers, which is good, creating at least somewhat of a cushion window to qualify would be great. Let's see. Perfect. Think I got it. I had to like refresh the link and whatnot, so now I've got the YouTube chat popping up on OBS, so I can now see it a lot easier than it was before. So thanks for your patience while I did that. Yeah, Dorival for me is really, he's a short-term solution. They need to find a guy that can be with them for like an entire cycle at this point that isn't just very simplistic in a tactical approach. And yeah, he pretty much levied a Copa do Brasil win with São Paulo to get the national team job. That pretty much was what it amounted to. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, nothing too deep on the press conferences here. Let's just get those out of the way. But yeah, Benfica and then Wolfsburg immediately after in the Europa. So this is gonna be it's gonna be interesting. I'll say that. Right. So a couple games being played earlier in the day. Alright, so Divine Wrench. Okay, so the instructions. Instructions wise, I think we're in the good place. What I'm gonna do though, since it is Benfica, I'm gonna start on standard for a defensive line. I'll raise it up a little bit higher if we need to, but right now I think we're just in a better place. Not giving them too much to work with. Michelson's gets the start. Rojas, Brugo, Reyes, Esteban, Jojic, and then Sonsabel up front. You know what I mean? As for Brazil winning a World Cup again, like, at the very least, for me, specifically, I've seen 2 of them happen. So in my lifetime, like, if it doesn't happen again, it sucks, but at the very least I can say I was alive to see them win one at some point or another. It's just, it's crappy for the new generation that's sort of grown up with these expectations of that this national team should be able to win World Cups, and they just keep stumbling in quarterfinals to European teams. So that said, let's just get into it here. Not much else to do or say, just let's go at it against Benfica, and hopefully we can cause a few surprises. Hello CJ, good to see you. And yeah, at the very least, Mr. Krabs has mentioned, yeah, I've at least been able to see them in 3 finals, and won 2 of them out of those 3, so there is that. I think I may just have to refresh the graphics because it's still doing the yeah, refresh the cache and whatnot. I'll do that after the next match because it's still doing the stuff with the boards not being active and what have you. But regardless, we are at Estádio da Luz. Benfica is our opponent here. Big game. Okay, goal kick from them. Good one on the header there. Jojic. Oh, thank you for that, CJ. Appreciate it. And yeah, a lot of it, when it comes to the way that Brazil plays, it's very much... they're trying to stick with the European meta, even though they shouldn't, in my opinion. I think he's offside on that one. He seemed like 2 steps ahead. Thank you, yeah. It looked like he was offside by a mile. You just see how bad it was. Yep, just like 1.5 steps too far on that run. Mistimed it, but it was a good chance for them, I will say. Yeah, our defenders are being able to win those headers, but the midfield is not winning these battles at all so far. Yeah, I think yeah, we're 3 points behind them. I'll double check here once I see the analytics, the analysis. Let me double check here. Hold on. Stats, home stats. No. Where is it? Not latest scores, league table. Okay. Yeah, we would, if with a win here, I think we would go up to first. Otherwise, we stay 2 points behind them. Yeah, let me just raise up the line at this point. Let's just play our usual game. Hey Hung, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, corner kick here. Stevan Lukanic tripped up. Was it inside the box or outside? I think it might have just been outside on that one. Let me encourage them real quick here. If it's going to be a major... No penalty. Yeah, it looked outside of the box, so... Just a foul. Oh, wow. Okay, so CJ, so you made a couple big moves with them in that situation. Hopefully the save goes well for you. Oh, that was just bad from Boyshido on that one. And Tabuni takes advantage of it. 1-0 Benfica. But we're only down 1-0 at the end of the first, even though we've been overwhelmed for the most part. So we could be doing worse, but we need to start hitting the target a little more often. Sorry to hear about the Braga save. Thankfully, you've got the Osasuna one going. Hopefully that goes well. I think I hit the wrong shot there, but it is what it is. We're going to get stuck in at this point. Just make the passing direction a little bit shorter. Get stuck in. Up the press a little bit more. Narrow it just slightly. Just try to do something here. Let me just change the opposition instructions, update them accordingly here too, just to make sure we're in the right pace. Define wrench. So they want us to press Capucha, so I'm going to have them press wrench as well too. I mean, Benfica Macau is a different team entirely. Okay. So we're starting to get a couple chances here, but Benfica are still getting the bulk of them here. Let's make some substitutions now. Possibly too little, too late, but Diana, gonna have Milostivu jump in for him. Let's see who else. Georgic has been playing anxious, so Sabel's been terrible, so we need to change something up here. So Matus can come in. Really, it's just been a bad game, all things considered, for everybody. Stevan Trias slides in the center. Borpro goes up front. Simkas comes in on the defensive end, and then you know what? At this point, I'll give one of the younger kids a shot at it, because Sabel has just been lethargic so far into it. Let's see, do we need to make any other substitutions? Yeah, Rojas has been bad, so Mabaya can come in for him. It's a risk making all of our substitutions in one go, but we need something to jumpstart this game. Maybe we get it with this. So, throw in incoming, Borpgo, Lukanic, Simkas. Rodrigo Matos immediately makes an impact after the substitution. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, just immediately comes in and gets a crucial header here. We're tied up 1-1. You switch back here. They've made some slight changes here, so let me update this as well. Oh, no, yeah, not Benfica, no. I'm with União de Tomar on my side. Okay, coming down to the wire here. Maybe one more highlight, possibly. If not, that's fine by me. A draw against Benfica at this stage, I will take at least... I'll take one of those points rather than giving them all three. Oops, Hinato, thank you for the subscription. I guess Stream Elements is warning me of that here on the YouTube side now, so that's good. But yeah, a draw on the road, I will take that every day of the week. So, with that said, and I mean, we still have a game on hand too, which is nice as well. So we have a chance to kind of jump Benfica over if needed be with once the schedule kind of gets caught up. In the meantime, let me just okay, so we received 160k from the Victor Luturi transfer. Okay, because he did go to Trabzonspor a while back, so we got the futures off of that, which is nice. 1-1, so not bad. I'll let the assistant do the post game one. Let me just real quick while we have it, just reload the skin so that way it's reflecting the correct ads and stuff like that. So just a sec. But yeah, no worries, Benfica Macau. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of the afternoon out there. Oh, wow. Lamine Yamal ending up in Brazil. That is interesting. I'm guessing Flamengo or something like that, Mr. Krabs, as to where he went to. Or Corinthians or something like that. Had to be one of the bigger teams that got him, I would think. Yeah, it won't be too long here. Switch over to live chat. I'm still getting used to this multi-streaming thing on my end of the spectrum, just with keeping up with both chats and whatnot. But yeah, good luck to you on that, CG. Pretty big. Getting into these trophy competitions on the lower league side of the spectrum, it's always fun because at least it gives you something to fight for, even if you're not necessarily like in the title race in the league. So it's always pretty fun. And CG, thank you for the follow over on the Twitch and the spectrum. I think the for the most part, I think the way it's set up through Stream Elements right now, it's just the Twitch notifications is what I'm getting there rather than that in YouTube, which is fine for what it is. And hello, MG, over on Twitch's side. Hello, hello. Yeah, I do both. Initially, I was doing more Twitch streaming just to kind of try out the platform a little bit more, but then now that I realize I have the bandwidth to do it, I've been trying to do multi-streams nowadays for at least this particular save. We'll see if any of my other ones migrate over to multi-streaming or whether I keep those on Twitch. It's a wait-and-see approach. But yes, hello MG, good to see you as well over on Twitch's side of the spectrum. Hope all is well with you. All right. Oh, just realized for some reason it muted my mic when I was changing things up here. Sorry about that. Should be back up and running now. So where was I? Explanation-wise. Okay, these two guys, they look interesting. They could be potential loanees. We'll see by January. Yeah, it's a little bit odd. I just tried to separate the two chats between Twitch and YouTube. That way I can see them both at the same time and kind of just rather than where I was having to tab back and forth between them. So this should ideally be in a much better place now. In the meantime, though, when does Sun? Yes, I do. Initially, I was doing all my streaming on Twitch, and then my internet capacities have gotten a little bit better to where I can do both without too much hassle now, so I've been starting to do that. So we've got Wolfsburger over in the Austrian League side of the spectrum. They're mid-table there, but it is an European game, so we've just got to handle it accordingly. One game at a time with those. All right. Yeah, we are quite a distance in the save. As mentioned on the channel, there is the supercut that goes over the first 8 seasons we had with this team, where we basically raised them from the 4th tier all the way to this point. Yeah, Matos is not getting any better. I'm gonna see if the captain can resolve the issue of the playing time. If not, I'm just gonna ignore it at this point. Like, there's no use. Actually, you know what? Let's see. I can't envisage getting you what you want anytime soon, so I'll look to sell you as soon as I can for the good of your career. No, that won't be necessary. Okay, then please stop bugging me about it. Thank you. Good grief, man. Oh, hello, Dan, and the Calciopoli doc? I mean, I know there's a couple of those out there, but I haven't done one of those, at least not that I can think of. But I have seen a couple of good ones related to the Calciopoli situation, yes. Okay, and then I'm actually wondering with Son Yoon, when does he come back from international duty at this point? Because he has been gone for the Asian Cup for a while now. Let me just check on him real quick and see what's going on here. Because he is our star striker, to be completely honest, so... Wait, they sacked Pirlo? That's rough. He wasn't even with them that long, was he? Alright, so... what's their schedule looking like right now? Okay, so they had the Afro-Asian Cup. They're now doing the AFC World Cup qualifiers. Are those the only 2 games they have on the schedule for it, though? So he should be back... Okay, so he's coming back in about a week or so, thankfully. Oh, I see, Dan. Gotcha. No worries at all. You're good. And thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's hard to believe it's almost been a year since making that video, to be completely honest with you. Time flies. Oh yeah, the pack that I have for the new Gans, it's like a mixture of like real faces and the sort of like uh graphic, like AI animated looking ones. Like the way that it came in, it was a mixture of those two. Yeah. And I mean, November's coming up. That was initially when I posted it. It was just before the not even before the release. It was during the beta of FM24 was when I finally got it posted after working on it for nearly like a month. So time does fly, quite literally. The fact that it's been almost a year, and it's thankfully it's been the most successful video on the channel, and it helped like kickstart me into being like actually fully partnered on YouTube side and starting to see a little bit of revenue come from that, which has been pretty cool. Yeah, it was. I was at around like around the 900-950 range or so, and that video was what pushed me past the 1,000 mark, because I had all the video hours already from all of the FM saves for full partnership. It was just a matter of getting to the 1,000 mark to finally get that to kick in. So thanks to that video, I had like a cool little extra bit of like Chris's like extra money to spend at the end of December. So that was pretty neat. Anyways, Wolfsburger's coming up here, Europa League game. So let's go ahead and get into it. The expert video, it's close to like 5,000 in terms of views, which is pretty cool for what it is. I mean, it is... Brazilian football is very niche in the English-speaking world just because of like a lack of access to it and whatnot. So it's doing well enough for kind of where the channel is and stuff. So I'm good with it. And I had fun doing it, which is the important part of it. Oh. Yeah, for sure. And for me in particular, it's unfortunate about the delay on it, but I'd rather it be delayed and it be a good game than have it launch in November and it just be incredibly bad in every aspect of the word. So, and 24 has been solid for me as well as in addition of it, so it'll hold me until March pretty easily, all things considered, especially with mods and updates that the community does and things of that nature. So, in the meantime, though, pretty... Oh, Stevon here making a run on the right-hand side. Floats the cross in, Treyes hits the post. Ooh, that was a chance there. Yeah, definitely so. And for me, like, as somebody who just likes video games in general and has, like, a catalog to catch up on still, I'm fine with waiting a few months on FM25 and just using that spare time to play more 24 or just catching up on what I haven't played as of yet. The fact that we're not leading, though, is annoying given the chances that we've had so far in this game. So please get it together, boys. I need to check on Steam how many hours I have on 24 so far. It definitely feels like it's a lot, but... 60th minute, nothing's happened. Yeah, let's start making some substitutions here. Update the instructions. So Josero is on a yellow, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to bring Lukanic in. Treyes has been terrible, so Matos can come in for him so far in this one. Let's see. For now, this should be fine for substitutions. And then we're going to just press a little bit more, step up more, get a little more stuck in, just be a little more aggressive. Okay, let's see what happens in this highlight here before we make any changes. Bota Pro, Diana, Rodri, Lukanic, Stevo. Let's go.
Outstanding.
Took a little while here, but we finally made it happen here. Matos, Lukanic is the one who just made that play happen here somehow. Since the bell let it slip, and then Stevo there for the pickup. Love that. Now we just gotta hang on to our hats here, quite literally. And to do that, Weeks can come in. And let's do a little bit of dark magic here, sure. Salai. And then, yeah, we'll keep that as it is. We'll keep a extra substitution in case of emergency if there's an injury in the next few minutes here. But looks like we're going to be coming out of this one with a win here, which, with the chances we've had, we should have maybe scored far more goals. But, hey, we still won 1-0, so I can't complain. I did hear about that, Mr. Krabs, on the green situation, but I figured, like, eventually they'd realize it's the NFL and it's not a sport that they're gonna probably see again on that stadium, so they're just like, it is what it is. But yeah, I did hear that they were, like, the controversy because of the Derby Paulista situation with both teams wearing shades of green and just Corinthians being super not accepting of that. But I mean, they still played the game there regardless, so. But yeah, with this 1-0 win, we get a good amount of money out of it, which is very good for our financials. Just, we want to make sure this bank balance is up and running, especially as we try to kind of bolster our way into the European ranks. Stevan with a big goal for us. You love to see that. And I think this jumped us into the top 8 right now. So yeah, we're in 7th, which is a good thing. Personally, I would love to be in the top 8 for this, just to avoid having to play the knockout playoff round, just because that's an extra 2 games on the calendar. You know, the less games you have to deal with, the better, ideally. Okay, and we've got Porto next. How nice! Our great friends at Porto are our next game here, and yeah, that's kind of been one of our boogeyman teams throughout the save too. So here's hoping we can do something to them. Another one of these. Let me just, yeah. Same thing. I'm like, I'll just look to sell you if you're not happy with your playing time. And they're like, no, wait. I'll try to wait. Just. Like, I'm going to play the best team that I can under the circumstances there. And if you're not part of that starting 11, then it's just like, yeah. Thank you. Mudryk scored? What? That's crazy. Nice, CG. Congrats on that. Big one for you. So, let me save real quick here, and then... Oops, one sec here. Since you guys mentioned it in terms of the hours played on FM. Okay, so I'm closing in at 1,600 hours on it right now, just to let you see it. Definitely not anywhere near 3K, but still a good amount, all things considered. Woking did not wake up from the beating. Indeed. Okay, and then one of our youth guys got called for Africa Cup of Nation finals, so he doesn't feature for the team yet. He's been mostly in the reserves B team, so good for him. Him getting some international experience is not a bad thing. And yeah, Benny, like 2K hours on FM16 is pretty impressive as well. And I think with this one, due to the delay, I wouldn't be surprised if I get close to like 2,500 by the time it's all done before FM25 comes out. Just because more save ideas, and then the one big save deal that I've been working on for like the YouTube video series that I'm hoping to launch sometime basically by mid-November at the latest, but we'll see. Right, well, this is the best lineup we've got for it, so we're gonna stick with that. Marco Tavares is back on the bench though. He's still injured, but at the very least he's there for moral support for the boys, which you always like to see. In the meantime though, Bro's a little bit tired, so I'm gonna let Simkos come in, even though he's not as sharp. Just a couple of these guys need to get going here, so we'll give Matos the start as well, since Jojic is a little bit tired. Let's see for Stevon. I guess we can try Veerman for at least the first half, just because he's recommended for 45 minutes. Yeah, we can just play him in the first half and then substitute him for Stevon in the second. They might be lacking sharpness, but if they just need to play the first half and then I need to make the substitutions, that is fine. And Benny, yeah, so basically you've got 800 more hours on FM12. That is nuts. In a good way, I should add. Ooh. So the finals at Wembley for that one too. Nice, nice. Hopefully you all enjoy it. I reckon October City is not going to make it easy, but, you know, go out there and just do what you can. In the meantime, though, we are at home at Estádio União de Tomar. We've been doing well enough the past couple of years that they built us a new stadium, which is nice. So, but yep, game time hours. Lukanic, Veerman goes to Rodrigo Matos. Good touch there. Oh, just better defending from Porto on that one. Or maybe not. Joey Veerman. Does it stay, though, as a goal? Offside. By how much, ref? By how much was he offside? Okay, by like a step and a half. Got it. So, Team YCG Palmeiras is my main team that I support in the Brazil side of the spectrum. No teams in Europe at the moment, but I like watching European football more as a neutral just because I tend to enjoy more the game aspects of it that way. And then I did kind of adopt Vissel Kobe as my J-League team after playing a save with them initially in FM22. And then I guess to an extent now because of FM24 and the NACL save that I did with a couple of other North American Twitch creators, I guess Atletico Ottawa in Canada now is another team that I technically do, that I pay a little more attention to because of that. And then obviously the Rapids, the Colorado Rapids of the MLS, because that is, I am the Colorado area, so for me that's the team that I'm closest to right now. And Mitchelson scored there. Let's go. Off the set piece. 1-0. Love that. Yes, they did. He won a Brazil. He helped us win a Campeonato Brasileiro after like a drought that we had on that title for a couple of years before he made the move to Arsenal on his side. So. But yeah, and that's the problem with the big 5 European leagues. Really, Italy has been the most competitive of the bunch just because at least you're getting a slightly different winner. And even that didn't used to be the case for a while there when Juventus was kind of dominating everything. So, like, the games are fun to watch, but I like not having the investment on a team there because at least I can't be disappointed if that team doesn't win due to the hierarchy of whatever's going on with that particular league in Europe. So Mitchelson's okay. Rosero, good pass there. Simkas crosses it. Veerman almost gets to it, but Costa beats him to the punch. Highlight's not over though. Somehow. Rosero, Rodri, Veerman, good pass. Sunsapel, Junior Treyes, let's go. His 12th of the season. Well, we're off to a good start on this one against Porto. I'll say that. Ooh. Boy should have won a great save on that one there. Yeah, definitely. Real and Barcelona usually play fierce against each other, so El Clásicos tend to be fun just off of that, regardless of like the level of each of those teams during the time. So at the very least, you should be guaranteed something pretty fun out of that one. Porto trying to work the ball here, back to the center. Oof. And Angelo Loppi scores on that one. They're just a mishap from the defensive side of the spectrum here. Yeah, Tsimkas tried to go at that ball and then just missed his man entirely, and that just left things wide open. That is a pretty crazy stat regarding Bayern, though, in terms of like the Bundesliga winning. We'll give it until the 55th minute, and then we'll do the replacements for Veerman. And Tsimkas has been playing well, so I think I'll keep him a little bit longer. But Veerman's definitely not as sharp, so give him his break there. Let's go. Suave Tofu, thank you for the follow. As Lukanich scores our third of the game here, makes it 3-1. Love that. In the meantime here, let's start the substitution train. So Rosero, Milostiv can come in for him. Veerman will get Stevon in for him. And then Rojas, He's been playing okay. We'll let him cook. See what happens. Ooh. Yeah, the no English managers won the Premier League. I did know about that, and it's still just, it's funny every time when the English complain about manager situations, and like the whole situation with Thomas Tuchel and the whole like, well, he's not English, why is he managing the English team? I'm like, you realize your English managers fucking suck, right? All things considered, they suck. Thomas Tuchel at least has a Champions League to his name. Like, he's the best available guy that was in the market right now. Okay, yes. No, that was Somolino's actually. Wow. That was a banger of a goal. My God.
Outstanding.
Hold on, I need to see this again. Did it like just bounce off Somolina's and that's why you're calling it his goal? Because that looked like it was a Treyes goal, like start to finish. Yeah, that's even crazier, CG, to think about it, because like, you're just coaching courses in England that much expensive that there's not a lot of guys coming through the system? Is that what's happening? Or it's just weird that a country that is as football obsessed as England would just not be good at training their managers to actually be good. It's very weird. But, I wasn't expecting us to crash Porto throughout. At least they're trying to make it respectable here with another goal late, but okay, I'm not sure what that pass was, but good interception there from Rojas. Just to lose it. Uh-oh. Let's just not take any chances here. Let's just ice this game at this point. Especially with 5 minutes left in stoppage time. Okay, time for some dark arts at this point. I'm not above doing this sort of thing if it means just trying to ice the game at this juncture, so... Somolina's did the giveaway, so he can go out too. Yes, I do remember that about Scolari. That is... Big Phil, Filippo. Love that. I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Scolari, just based off of the Libertadores back in '99, and winning that with us, and just kind of giving us our first big sort of like continental trophy as a whole. So, okay, yes, good pass. Okay, Sunsapel, not the best shot there, but hopefully, like... Okay, it's over. We managed to survive. Love this for us. 4-3, another 3 big points against one of the big 3 in Portugal, so... And that takes us to the top of the table right now, because Benfica lost this Famalicão 4-1. That is crazy. But then again, Famalicão has actually been good in the past, like, 3 years or so of the save. Like, they've actually been getting top 4 finishes as well, so... Yeah, we nearly bottled it outright. Konate just kind of came in and, like, started wrecking shop there for a moment. But we hung on to it, which is the important part, so... Right now, we are in first place. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but we're going to enjoy it while it does. The fact that they're even reporting an unpredictable outcome at our stadium is, wow, chef's kiss stuff. Hmm. 50 best players in the world right now. Bukayo Saka, at 30 years old, is considered to be the best player in the world. How's he been doing this season so far? In 9 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. His ratings are off the charts for it though, but Arsenal was in the Europa Conference League? What the hell happened last season to these guys? Man City won the league last year. Brighton in 2nd. Arsenal was in 4th. Wow. Liverpool won the season before that. Arsenal did win it a couple seasons back, so at least that they had 2 in a row, in fact. So there is that. And then 23-24. We know that didn't happen in real life, but it's still hilarious that in game they won that season. Right, so we got a couple of days until our next game against Pedro Pinheiro, so that's good. Okay. Panathinaikos no more. So, well, I mean, 4-1 against Chelsea. That's, at the very least, they scored 1. They're not getting shut out, which is nice for them in particular, but I guess it's the international break now because we've got a couple of guys on international duty. So, let me just jump a week forward here, because that will get us to the 20th, which is closer to game time. Just so that way we can keep things moving around. We'll apply the advice, and then Boishito's been training well, so we'll do that. I mean, if they win 5-4, that would be hilarious, especially against Chelsea, so let's just move on the weeks here real quick. Just move on a single week just to get us to closer to game time. I mean, to be fair, Renato Vega's like a 3-4 position guy, so they're just like, yeah, we'll just throw you wherever. No big deal. Versatility is nice, at least. So, there is that. Thankfully, before stream started, I did set up all of the training regimens until February, I want to say. So at the very least, I'm not going to have to mess with that outside of maybe affecting 1 or 2 games, depending on how far we're doing in the cups. But we should be in a pretty good place for it. I mean, Krubal could cook most of the Greek league. I mean, he kind of did that one time. Alright, we're almost there, so... And in the meantime here, let's see, what have I missed out on emails? Hopefully not too many. So Diogo Pinto's ill, food poisoning. He should be back by now. It's fine. Boy Shadow's been training well, so let's praise him. Stevon, just a 2 to 3 day like minor injury, so thankfully Milostivo found got a cap for Romania. 2 caps in fact during this break. That's cool. Good for him. Good for a very tall Romanian man. And Tayana scored a goal for Switzerland during the break here. Good for him too. Good stuff. Love that. Let's see. Mentor players. Okay, all the groups are in a good place there. Cool. Alright, let's keep this moving. Onwards to Pedro Pinheiro for the 4th round of the Taça de Portugal. Isaac Mabaya also scored for his country. Let's go. Hey, we've got internationals doing stuff. Love this. And then Rangers are coming up after that in the Europa League. How fun. Okay, and Cho Sung-yeon is finally back from his little excursion with the South Korean national team. So you guys finally get to see him debut, really, for... Well, technically he had like 1 game in Liga Portugal before he took off for those games, but he'll be in the cup for the first time here, and hopefully we can score some goals because of him. He was kind of our leading goal scorer last season, so here's hoping that doesn't happen, CG. That would just make me sad more than anything. And Tavares is still on international duty right now, but that's not Marco Tavares, that's the other Tavares that we have, Augusto Tavares, who's playing with Angola right now in the let's see if he's on the prospects list here. So Juan Diego Mena, he's kind of developing a little bit. He's been playing a couple of games for the B team and then with our main side as well. But he is a little bit lower than the defending totem pole. He's still got a lot of work to do. Come January, I'm going to see if I can actually get him loaned out somewhere just to get a little more first team experience. Just to see if we can then have him develop enough to rotate him in come season 10. So, wait and see approach with it. So, all right. I mean, this is a 4th tier team, so they're trying to get us to be more aggressive with them, but I don't want to be too aggressive to where the entire game plan ends up changing because of it. Like, yeah, a little more rotation like this should work for me. Sung Yoon just needs the playing time. Yeah, Jogo Pinto can start then in this case. Let Veerman come in as well. Salai and Matus as the starters for this one. And then, yeah, everyone else can just hang back. Actually, never mind. Yep, we're good with this. Trusting all of them to make a difference in this one, as per usual. Our usual 4-2-3-1 here, and how they are lining up against us is on a 5-3-2 from the looks of it, so just stacking up their defenses. And within a minute, free kick, and Marius Milostivo scores his first goal for the club. Or first goal for the season, I should say, my apologies, but still. Great stuff. Ah, nice CG. Good stuff there. How has it been for you guys so far? Because I know obviously Tom Brady has the whole minority stake in the team now, and the name's kind of popped up a couple times in the US because of that. But it seems like overall, like, you guys have been having a good season so far from when I saw the table. I think it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Mostivu Kiwa, Batsuki Ruiz crosses it, and Matos can't get to it, but still recovers. Oh, good stuff there. First place is always good. Oh, wow. Actual best start to the season too. That's good then. Usually, if you can leverage a good start like that into the season and do well enough in the later months, like that's usually tends to be enough for something positive, like a promotion of some kind, or even like playoff spots. But I reckon if the start has been this good for you guys, that you probably want to try and win the whole thing at this point, right? Yeah, that is pretty impressive then. Just the one loss to go with the other 10 games, getting at least a point out of them. It's pretty good. Us giving up a goal here is not good though, by any stretch. They may be a 4th tier side, but let's take them seriously, please. Like, don't play around with that. Salai, oh, there you go, Rodrigo Matos. You got the idea. Let's go. 2-1.
Outstanding.
Diana. Pinto. Kiwa. Virman. Naru Ruiz. Stable. There we go. I think they got the memo after giving up that goal to just start peppering away at these guys. But I mean, with FM, you just never know. Like, especially in cup competitions, like, upsets can very much happen. Cho Sang-yoon. There it is. His first goal of the season for the club. I think we're running away with this one now. I think. We'll see. To their credit, they are still trying. And this is our backup keeper we have on there, so it's not like gonna be... Not expecting like the most quality like shutout situation, clean sheet possible out of that, but... Somebody did say 5-4, but that was for Chelsea Panathinaikos, not this, ideally. You know, some substitutions here in a minute, for sure. Yeah, Lukanic. Rojas. Let's see who else. Kiwa has not been having a good game, so let the young gun take a shot at it. Okay, Sada Wutsalai. There we go. 5th goal there. 5-2. Got some substitutions incoming. I think this might ice it. And we can actually just make sure of that ourselves. Yeah, I think it's gonna, for like me specifically, it's gonna be very much like a, oh wait, no new game. Like, I think the portion of November through December without the new game will feel weird, and it's just like, oh yeah, it'll come out in March, you know. Yeah, exactly. Like the beta would have been like out at around. The beta probably would have been out like sometime next week at this point if they were still going by the normal scheduling of it. So, but then again, even before that, if the game was an early November release, then yes, the beta would have been out right now for it. But alas. That said, got a little scary there in certain sections, but we managed a solid 5-2 win. And we advanced to the 5th round of the Taça de Portugal. Good win. Porto kind of struggled against Fading. See there on their side, they win in extra time on their end. Then the other results are, for the most part, not like a massive concern. All right. Right, big test on the horizon for us here against Rangers FC. Yeah, I saw that yesterday on their side, and doing that in Brescia as well was the impressive part for me personally. Like, they did more than well enough to hold their end of the bargain on that. Yeah, we're going to go with this for the upcoming game. Switch these guys around. Just a little twist on the 4-2-3-1 that we usually play. Formation-wise, that is just... we're just bringing up the DMs into center mid roles, one supporting, one defending, and then using a shadow striker instead with the... player slightly left and right, on the left rather. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, that's the thing. If you can have one or two guys on the defending end to just make a difference and shut down some of the big threats that other European teams bring along, at least being able to get a draw out of it is the sort of like ideal situation for that. So 5th round of Taça de Portugal, the draw is happening. Only 16 teams left, so this is technically like the round of 16 here. Let's see, who do we get? Porto? Really? Porto. All these other teams go first, like in their sorting, and like some really good sort of like matches we could have had. Possibly like a Liga 3 team or even a CNP team, depending on the circumstances here. But no, you give us Porto. I hate it here, man. Oh, these teams are going to be the bane of my existence. But that said, right now, let me just check. Sporting CP lost to Aroca. And then, where is Benfica? Did they get taken out early in this? Actually, easier way of looking this up here. One moment. Oh my god, they got knocked out in the 3rd round of the Taça by a 2nd tier club. That's crazy. Yeah, Porto needed extra time on that one as well in the 4th round. So, if we take out Porto, the path to winning our 2nd straight Taça de Portugal is a lot clearer than it would have been in previous years. Because that's pretty much all the big 3 in Portugal basically taken out at this point if we do beat Porto. So, you know what? I'm okay with this. I am okay with this turn of events somehow. Let me just change this really quickly here to reflect what I need it to be. There we go. me just check one quick thing with the tactic here that I want to make sure of. So Cho Sang-yeon is fairly strong in his left foot, but very strong in his right foot. And with Tavares, he is a lefty. So let me do this real quick here. I'm going to shift these two, so that way Tavares is on the strong side and Sang-yeon is on the strong side as well. It might open up a few things here for Stevon too on top of it. So yeah, this should be fine. Rangers playing a 4-4-2. Is that John Duran playing for them? It is. Wow, okay, so he ended up in Rangers after his Aston Villa stint. It's Aston Villa, Peterborough, Blackburn, and then Rangers. Interesting. Oh, gee. Different McAllister. Okay, not the one that I was thinking. All right. Alright, moment of truth here. Big game in the European stage for us here. We're halfway through the European campaign and I've been doing well within it, but a win against Rangers would be kind of a statement. Yeah, it's got to be annoying for your CG seeing a guy that is this good at a rival club on top of it all. Especially a club that you guys are hoping to like compete against in the next couple of seasons if you do keep this path of going up through League One and then getting past the Championship as well. Well, you know, getting back to the Championship, of course, and then maybe finally like getting back up to the Prem after some time. So we are at home for this one though, so yeah, Krabs, we did win against Porto in Liga Portugal, and then we also did beat Pedro Pinheiro in the Taça de Portugal, so we got Porto in the 5th round now due to that. Seven managers, dear God. Yeah, Rangers and Celtic has their whole roots in the old firm, with the Rangers being Protestant due to the more like English-oriented roots, and then Celtic with the Irish roots and more Catholics, and then obviously that's way too much history to cover in like one single stream or attempt to. And speaking of John Duran, he just scored, and I think he is onside. That system refs flag was down the whole time. So, yeah, not exactly the best start we could have asked for here. Try to encourage the team. It's still very early on. Chosanyo in the corner. Oh, can't quite get it, but Kayez there with the pickup. Works his way into the box, and the ball gets taken away. Still possession, though. The highlight is still going somehow. Okay. Somolinos, Estevão. Back to Somolinos. Mabaya. Let's go.
It's a goal.
Cho Sang-yun's debut in the Europa League, and he scores in his first match in it. Again, the Asian Cup keeping this boy away from us for as long as they did was unfair and cruel punishment, but he's back. Rojas, Mabaya. Back to Rojas. Estevão. Tried to float across him, but I guess just couldn't. And there's John Duran again. Lukic with a good recovery on that one. KBB. Over to KS. Mabaya. Rojas. Estevão. Somolinos. Lukic. Treyes. Tavares' shot gets blocked. Some big chances here near the end and then the tying goal, but just stepping on up, keep going. You can make the difference. You can be the change that this world needs you to be. Tavares has not been having a good game, but it is his first game back from injury as well, so... that said, though, let's go ahead and make some changes here. Yeah, with Tavares, yeah, we'll let Jojic come in for him. He's still coming back. He's still getting his sharpness back, so that's a okay performance. Okay enough performance. Somolinos has been terrible, though, so Micho Sens can immediately come in to bolster up the defense. Besides that, we'll give it another like 10 minutes and see if we need to do any more substitutions for guys who are underperforming. And yeah, just as we mentioned, like the injury bug was biting accordingly. So Clayder Rosero can come in. And we'll leave one more stoppage for final substitutions. Jojic, good steal. Treyes. What the hell was that from Jojic? What kind of shot? Let's switch this up real quick. Goal kick. Good interception. Oh! Give him that red, ref. Give it to them. Give it to them. Yeah, let's just step it up at this point. Final substitutions here just to get some fresh legs on the fence. Switch Jojic to the right. Sumsa Bell. Yep. Guess we get some big set pieces here. Five-minute stoppage time here. There's a chance for a winner still, boys. Let's go after it. Lukic, Milostivu, Sumsapel, Rosero, Tayana. I think he got it. The flag is still down from what I can see here. Did happen. Yeah, let's go.
Outstanding.
And before I forget, we are gonna just shut this down completely at this point. Ideally. Oh boy. Nikola Jojic. Yeah, not Nikola Jojic. Yeah. Yes. And we're just icing the game at this point. Let's go. Jojic. Not Jokic, but Jojic. So it's close. I believe he's Serbian as well too, off the top of my head. But well, that's a great win on the European calendar. Didn't look like it was gonna happen, but the McAllister red card pretty much changed everything. 2 stoppage time goals. Good for Fenerbahce thumping Chelsea like that on your save, at the very least. My goodness. That takes us to 4th. 13 points. We're just behind Sepsi OSK, Porto, of course Porto, and Monaco. And the extra $674,000 or pounds made out of it. I think it's in US dollars that I have the currency right now. Yeah, Nikola Jojic. He is Serbian as well. So he is Nikola Jokic's countryman in that situation. But yeah, phenomenal win for us here on this one. And then we've got Sporting CP to cap the month off here. They're in 5th place, so they're knocking on the door here, trying to make something happen. So Pinheiro, okay, so Boa Vista got a new coach now. That's exciting for them, I guess. How are they doing on the table right now? Oh, they're 16th. Wow. It's interesting. It's only been like an hour and 50, closing in at 2 hours at this point, but it hasn't, like, it's felt like we've been flying through this, to be honest. Okay, so Sporting CP is next. .400 games as a coach here on the save, so pretty impressive stuff so far into it. Actually, let me do this. Take this instruction off the crosses just because it's not really all that necessary, to be honest, so... No, I'm still managing to grow mine, so I'm trying to keep it for as long as I can at this juncture. I may just trim it like an inch off of it sometime this weekend just because I want to still have it grow like healthy and stuff through the course of the winter months. So like slight trim and then just let it keep going until spring and then decide what I'll do with it. Guaraná Antártica is in fact the best soda that there is out there. Personal bias, I will admit to personal bias on that one myself, but if you had to like have me make a choice on what I think is the best soda pretty much ever, I would agree with you that it is Guaraná Antártica. Something like that, yes, when it comes to the hair growth. Although I have considered going shorter with my next haircut just because of the fact that when taking showers and having to clean up the hair in and of itself and drying it as well, it can take a while. So yes, Mitchelson starting. Lukanich, Lozado, yep. Yeah, this should be fine. Oh no, what happened, CG? Oh no, that's not good. Did you just have like a couple of losses happen for the course of the last few games there, or something specific ended up striking it? Oh, Ian, Caffeine FC, hello, hello. Good to see you, man. Thank you for the raid over on Twitch. Much appreciated. How has Hamburg been treating you? Guess for caveat of those coming in on Twitch aside, my name is Chris, otherwise known as Brazilian Fury. Tend to stream every once in a blue moon. Right now I'm doing my Portuguese save with União de Tomar, which was my YouTube series, offline for a while. Decided to start streaming the 9th season here. It's been a solid season so far. We're only 10 games into the league, but we are top of the table right now, so not too bad. We've been doing pretty well in the Europa League league phase. 5 games into it, only a draw, and then the four wins and a draw, and the draw was against AC Milan. So all things considered, we're doing pretty well here, scheduling-wise. We've got Sporting CP now as our next game. Best team in Germany for the second year. Let's go. Love that. In the meantime here, we are tackling another Liga Portugal game against Sporting CP, who are in 5th, so hard task ahead of us, but we did beat Porto, and we did draw against Benfica during this stream session so far, so... Oh, Duck God, I'm over on Macwo's membership stuff. I've switched over to like his members page that he has now on where his merch shop is nowadays, and yeah, I've had that. I've been like a supporter of this for quite a while, and Max has been like a fountain of knowledge during the process too. Like, he helped me immensely with some of the questions I had on like video essay related stuff before I started doing the ones that I did this year for like the Botafogo one, and then the Brazilian State Championships stuff as well too. As we defend quite courageously on this one here, preventing Sporting from scoring early. So that's nice. Okay, Michelson's, Rojas, Lukanic back to Michelson's. Defense, Diana, Lukanic. Big pass there, Tavares. I think he was offside, but what a save from their goalie. My God. And yeah, Mr. Krabs, pro wrestling has been like a love since like the early 2000s for me once I started watching it after moving to the US, and then I just gradually got more into more of the niche, sort of like independent Japanese companies and stuff like that, and that's been more my bread and butter these days for watching, so... Okay, another highlight here, Bora Pro, Tavares, Roseiro. Bora Pro making a run in. Oh, just a bit outside on that one. I like the attacking mentality a couple of the guys are taking here, but we need to be a little more careful on it. And yes, thank you, Ian. I appreciate you stopping by and rating me to begin with on that. Hopefully you have a good rest of the day out there. Take care. Perez. Hojeman. Okay, yeah, we forced a bad shot out of that at least, but the build-up looked decent for them there for a good bit. That said, we need to hit the target a little more often, guys. Come on now. Yeah, sorry, CG. That is rough, especially with the stuff that you mentioned going on in the league there, having happened the way that it has happened. Okay. Yeah, that goalie clearance didn't go anywhere, so good recovery from us. Tavares kind of lost it after his first touch, though. That's unfortunate. Still, we're trying to build something here. Tavares, great pass. What a save from their keeper. That should have been 1-0. Chosun Yondo on the corner. Goes to the far post. We can't get anything out of that. And they've got a chance for a counter, possibly. No, they don't, actually. So Triez and Sung Yoon haven't really been performing all that well here. Try to give it courage. Tavares is like at his limits too, so let's make a couple of changes here. Stevo in for him. Matos in for Triez. Sung Yoon. Sumsapel can jump in for him. And then Ruiz over for Rojas. There we go. At least some fresh legs are in now. Let's see if we can make these changes happen. We are getting shots at least, but just nothing that's really stuck. Okay, so build up play here. Bora Pro. Rodrigo Matos, Estevão. Ah, okay, gotcha. Krabs, the reason for that scarf, as we're getting countered here, is because of the NACL save I played with a couple of North American creators on Twitch in the Canadian Premier League, and I was Atletico Ottawa for that, so just in the spirit of the whole save, I ended up getting the scarf for it and then just put it up on the wall for funsies. Not the best outing for us, but at least we're getting a point. I will take that. Just unfortunate with the chances that we had that we couldn't score a goal. But we keep things moving. Famalicão's next on the schedule. They're in 4th, so that's going to be another big game for us to try and get some points out of. I mean, to be fair, CG, I do live in the United States nowadays, so technically, like, yes, Brazilian born and raised, but I've been here in the US for about 20 plus years now, so I got citizenship in both places and passports for each country, so but I do see the irony of that, at the very least, in terms of like, oh, a guy from South America is playing in a North American league. That is whole. There's a caveat to it. But yeah, we'll do this Famalicão game, and let me see here. Well, I'm just kind of looking at time, too, because it is about just past 1 p.m. my time, and usually I eat lunch around this time range, so let me just see how I'm feeling after the Famalicão game, and we can measure, like, where we'll go next. Yeah, if I do end up going to Canada and I'm over by, yeah, if I'm over in Ontario and, like, near Toronto and whatnot, like, I take the trip down to Ottawa and watch a game if it's within the season. If it's within season when they're playing it in the CPL, then yeah, definitely. I'd be interested. Just to see how that experience is like there and whatnot, and kind of experience the fandom. Because it's still a fairly new league, all things considered, so. One sec here. Yeah, a couple of them make the move just because the leagues do tend to pay fairly decent wages, and there's chances to play too as well, so. The XM could be, but I mean, should still be fun regardless if that's the case. But I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few Brazilians that kind of watch these CPL games as well, just because Canada, there is a lot of like immigration that happens there, and folks do go there. I've seen a fair share of Brazilians who've gone out to like Ontario, British Columbia, just kind of depending on circumstances, so. It'd be interesting to see, though, like how much of a Brazilian community there is in Canada at some point, just to kind of gauge that against the US. Right, then I guess our board's having like their elections today to see if the current guy stays or if there's a new guy that's elected. More often than not, when these happen, it's just like the same person remaining. Let's see. Furinho. Indeed. I mean, to be fair, like on the Canadian Premier League right now, like presently, there is a Brazilian player who was out of the Palmeiras Academy just a couple of years ago that they nicknamed Canada because of like his Canadian like roots as well, and he's playing over for Halifax in real life right now over there on their team. So Stevam, yep. Not even Playmaker. Hold on, what am I doing? It's Shadow Striker. I want him getting trained on. Cool. There we go. Good work on your training. And okay, yeah. Same president remains. Third term. Perfect. Yep. Just re-sign a new deal for 5 years. As for Canada CG, I do think they are on the cusp of something like that. They've got a pretty solid team there as it is. Like, I think they can get better, of course, but they've got some good players that have come into the fold there. Just it's a matter of whether their federation can not screw things up for them, ideally. But yeah, as you mentioned, like Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David are class. I like Alistair Johnson as well, who's I think over in Celtic right now, I want to say. He's one of their, I'm trying to remember if he's a left back or a right back for them, or just a defender outright. But like, I like the stuff that he was doing in Copa America. I thought he was pretty decent. But yeah, Canada has some talented players there. I do think, though, that it feels to me like there's going to be some individual talents in this generation, but that I think a better generation could still be ahead of them, just based off kids that are watching these guys like doing as well as they have and going, hey, that could be me someday. And I think it's just a matter of like how you capitalize on the momentum currently as well too. But I think for Canada, having the qualification to the World Cup due to the triple host situation in 2 years is a good thing, because at the very least they don't have to worry about qualifying, of course, but just they've got to have a big performance in this tournament to really just make sure that their federation knows to just continue being serious about investing in the game there, investing in their domestic leagues, investing in their youth academy, so that they can have more Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David situations happen where these guys are like expanding their wings, playing at bigger stages, getting experience against elite class players and stuff of that nature. Just trying to evolve the game as much as you can under the circumstances. Same thing as before. Pro, great job at training. You need to do better. But then again, you're 33 years old and retiring next season, so it is what it is. Famalicão is next on the schedule here. Okay, so I usually follow the assistant instructions, just saves me the time personally. let me save real quick just to make sure that I don't lose anything. And then we will go into this next game. So I'm gonna give Milostivo the start here. Oh, EXM, in terms of Palmeiras being my favorite team, that's pretty much my entire family side of the spectrum. So, grandparents, uncles, etc. kind of just ran into family, and then they took me to a game when I was 5. So, it started from there. And then I've been to a couple of live games between Parque Antártica when that was still open before they demolished that to open Allianz Parque, which is nowadays the current stadium for Palmeiras. I've been to the Morumbi a couple of times as well when they've played like neutral games, and then been to the Pacaembu once as well. So, but yeah, it's basically, long story short, it is very much a family thing. Let's go, CG. Great win there for you, and top of the league lost. That's the kind of turnaround fortune that is necessary in these sorts of tight league situations. So, good for you. Yeah, 100% EXM. Like, it very much runs in the family. Like, just with situations like the area that you're in can also play a hand into it as well, just based on where some of these clubs are located. Palmeiras is more in the northern part of São Paulo of the state. Corinthians is more in the east portion of the city, and then Santos is outside of the city about 2 hours or so, and then São Paulo is more in the southern region of the capital itself. So just area can play a hand, but I think family tends to be the bigger factor at hand for those fan choices and stuff. Okay, Famalicão here. Giving us a bit of a hard time so far, admittedly, I will say. Great save from Boishido on that one. Needed that. I don't think the line's high enough to pressure them right now, so we gotta try to be a little more aggressive here. Good defending. Bro. Yeah, for any sort of like big finals, I will at least do comprehensive highlights. Otherwise, I'll just keep it on key highlights for the most part, just to kind of speed through. Okay, Milos still there with the pickup after the back clearance from them. But bro, Tavares, Michelsons, Milostivo, but bro. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see if they're offside. No, they're not. Crap. Okay, let's see if we can get it back. Rojas. Estevão. Good run here. Right, not an ideal first half. So I'm just going to yell at them to get it together. And hopefully they will. Adjust as necessary here. Okay, Trias running with the ball here. Lost it. Gets it back though. Mabaya. Now giveaway, and Chosunga at the very least capitalizes on the bad back pass here. Draw it up. Let's go.
Outstanding.
And yeah, EXM, on that end of the spectrum, it's very much, yeah, with the living circumstances, it'd still be like, depending on, it would be up to the family itself. They just would be very careful wearing Palmeiras stuff in that particular region just because it tends to be more Corinthians dominated in terms of the fandom and the people that live there. Yeah, I mean, with saves in general, it can be tough from time to time. I just usually am a big fan of, if possible, incorporating like the team morale related stuff, like team bonding as well as community work into the training schedules, just because it helps with cohesion, and that tends to... A team with good cohesion, I think, will more often than not get better results than a team without, even with the levels on certain teams not being all the time like the same, if that makes sense. Okay, so playing a little bit of a dangerous game here, boys, but okay. Rojas with a low cross, couldn't quite get it into it. Chosun again capitalizing on the defensive mistake, gets a second of the game. Let's go.
Outstanding.
Huge. They've just have not been passing well to the back here with those. Where was he going with that is my question. My God. Let me just make some substitutions here, since we are approaching the late stages. Mitchelson is on a yellow, so I'm going to be careful. Just bring in some Molinos for him. Rojas is tired, so Ruiz can come in. Same with Mabaya. Josero can step in. Yeah, this should do the trick. Yeah, Tavares coming out. There we go. Yeah, it can be rough for sure. Especially since a lot of teams in Serie B are pretty good in their own right. They can still hold their own pretty well in their state competitions and such for the most part. Yeah, just go for a Leicester stretch here where you just try your best to win it. That's an own goal. I will take that. Yeah, I just say give it your best effort with it. Try to go maybe to a simpler formation that works best with your guys' skill sets, and then just try to get them to be as cohesive as possible. And, get as many points as you can, if you can help it, of course. It's weird, because in real life, Famalicão is like that, CG, from what I've seen as well. But in this particular save, their path over the past couple of years, and I can show you here, they've been breaking into the top 4 over the last couple of years, which has been very interesting to see. Let me go to the league here real quick. So, 3 big points here, keeps us in first. But from past winners, Famalicão last year, 4th place. Not even without any sort of a fight in between. It was just a big difference here between 4th and 5th. Also 4th the year before. And this was in a situation in which 7th the year before that. And then 8th, 9th, 5th, 2025, 2026. So yeah, they've been basically kind of working their way out of that mid-table stretch into being like a more respectable club over the past couple of years here. So it's been interesting. Yeah, it's unique at the very least. And the fact that you joined mid-season because you got sacked from your previous club, I mean, look, hopefully this should give you like leeway into it. Because Bahia is a tough job in the fact that the Campeonato Baiano is tough, but you can win it because you're Bahia. But the state competitions tend to be, sorry, not state competitions, the national competition tends to be a lot tougher, especially since a lot of the power clubs tend to be based in the southern regions of Brazil rather than in the northeast where they are. Let me just say real quick, now that he's back and he's played a couple games for us, I want to see if we can get him extended just to try and fend off some of the transfer interest. It hasn't worked like the first 2-3 times I've tried it, but yeah. We're going to see if we can try to make this work. You're asking for too much. Let's reduce this, please. Between 46.5 and 57. Because he's at 16 right now. So yeah, he is like getting underpaid for being like kind of our top guy. So I understand them wanting to... 39 is the lowest we can go. Wow. Let's reduce the transfer budget a little bit. Yeah. 42, I think, is the highest I'm going to be able to go here. Yeah, 42. Not even that. I'm going to do it like this. 40... go. If we win the Taça de Portugal, you can get a big reward out of it. I will pay your agent. Loyalty bonuses. If you get a team of the year, you can get 250. Goal bonus, I'll raise that to 10k. This appearance fee needs to go down considerably though. I'll make the release fee 45, give you a little bit of leeway. If we get relegated somehow, make it 5 mil. If you get 30 goals and assists in the season, I will give you 400k. Okay, he's willing to talk shop, but he wants a couple more caveats. We can't do yearly salary raises by any stretch. Top goal scorer in the division. You can get 150k if you do that. 400k. $425 is the highest we can go on that, buddy. You need to stop asking for yearly raises. Right, that's not gonna work. So just gotta be prepared, I guess. Possibly lose him. All right. With that said, it is closing in at 1:30 p.m. my time, and I do need to eat lunch. So I am going to try either Saturday or Sunday to do this stream again, just to keep the season going and try to dedicate a couple of hours to it, just so we can get as close as possible to finishing Season 9. But in the meantime, for those over on YouTube, thank you for stopping by. I sincerely appreciate it. Thanks for chatting with me and keeping me company throughout the whole process here. Over on Twitch, sincerely appreciate it as well. I'm gonna get us rated over to somebody here in a moment. And would you look at that? My favorite fraud / streamer is currently at it. So I'm gonna, if you're over on Twitch, I'm getting us over to crew. On the YouTube side of the spectrum, thanks again for stopping by. We will see you sometime this weekend. Thanks again. Take care. Have a good one.